Hey everybody, welcome. Today's topic is all about autoimmunity as an intolerance to self. Usually in my program, I teach my patients how to utilize autoimmunity to use it as a catalyst for change and transformation rather than letting it get the best part of you. Because your body really has been sending you signals for a very long time. But really, we as autoimmune patients fail to listen because we're not taught how to read into the signals that our bodies tend to give us, right? And because we have receptor sites and we have physiological sensations that we feel, but we tend to ignore what's going on here. And on that note, I do want to talk about self-betrayal, right? I've been doing a lot of reading on this topic of psychosomatic effects and psychoneuroimmunology and all the physiology of stress and our tendency to self-loathe and self-disregard, and really most importantly, this concept of self-betrayal. What that looks like is that we don't love and accept ourselves for who we are. We're constantly busy betraying ourselves in all kinds of ways, and it can be in small things or big things, and doing things to hurt ourselves to please other people and putting other people before our needs is this constant pattern that we see. And it's because we don't have self-compassion and self-forgiveness, and we're constantly trying to self-sabotage and punish from a deep place of self-loathing. This is something that needs to be unveiled to each and every one of us. I didn't know that I was living from this place. And so for me, it was a lot of work for me to really unveil a lot of these layers. And it wasn't until I was able to finally look at myself in the mirror and recognize this fact that I began this self-healing journey. And so I don't know if you know, but here in our program, Autoimmune Health Rebels, we really work from a premise that doctors don't heal us. They don't. Only we can heal ourselves. That's really the truth that I want you to embrace. Okay? Because the truth is, they'll tell you all day long from a place of their knowledge, it can't be cured. And they're right. They can't cure us. Only we can cure ourselves. And so really understand this truth. They can't cure you, and they're absolutely telling you the truth. But what they can't do, only we can do. And so that's the empowerment. Don't let them disempower you and tell you exactly how it's going to look in your life. If you subject yourself to that and believe in that, then what good does that bring you to your life? I chose to think, okay, doc, you can't cure me. I get it. You admit your limitation. So it's now up to me to cure of me. And so as a practitioner, you guys, I can say I can cure myself, but I can't claim that I can cure you because I can't. Only you can cure yourself. And I teach you exactly how to do that to get empowered to do exactly that. And that's what this work is all about. It's not just changing the diet. It's not just taking a supplement, listening to this doc or that doc talking about all the things that they know. I'm so done with that because they come at it from a place of knowledge. They don't really know the deep inner depths of who you are. Everybody, if you're a human being, needs to experience this healing at a deeper level. And it's not this superficial, what we ought or should do, and what we ought and should eat, what we ought and what we should exercise or not. It's so much deeper than that. It's your relationship with yourself that you need to look at and really look at what types of traumas that you're captivated by that keeps you small every single day. You have to recognize certain things and really be able to understand what you're projecting in your lives in your efforts to defend your wounds. Because I want to introduce you now to the concept of trauma bonding. Trauma bonding is a psychological response to some type of abuse, okay? It occurs when the abused person forms an unhealthy bond with the person who abuses them. The person experiencing the abuse, it can be physical, it can be mental, it can be emotional, it can be spiritual. It comes in so many different ways, you guys. This person forms an unhealthy bond with the person who abuses them, and the person experiencing the abuse may develop sympathy for the abusive person, which becomes a reinforced state of cycles of abuse followed by remorse. And I want to kind of break this down into stages of trauma bonding. Stage number 1 is called love bombing. They shower you with excess love, flattery, and appreciation in order to gain your affection. And once they do, second stage is trust and dependency. They try to do everything to win your trust and make you depend on them heavily for love and validation. Stage 3 is criticism. They gradually start criticizing you. They blame you for things and become more demanding. Stage 4 is what's called gaslighting. When things go wrong, they tell you that it's all your fault. They make you doubt your own perceptions and manipulate you into believing their narrative. Stage 5 is resigning to control. You no longer know what to believe, but your only way of experiencing the good feeling of stage 1 is by giving in and doing things their way to avoid conflict. Stage number 6 is loss of self. This is the self-betrayal. When you fight back, things get worse. You settle for anything to have some peace and make the fight stop. And you do anything for that peace. So you lose all your confidence in the process and you neglect yourself to please the other person. And so that's what happens. And then the 7th stage is the addiction. You get addicted to the highs and the lows. You don't know any different. And your body's on a constant cortisol high, fight or flight, in a sympathetic driven state, and crave this dopamine from this stressful state. And this creates a cycle of dependency that feels a lot like drug addiction, this negativity. Even though it doesn't serve you anymore, you're just stuck there. And I see this so much, you guys, in autoimmune patients. And it isn't until they start to work with me, they start to realize this underlying root pattern is what keeps them perpetuating autoimmunity. That at that point, it doesn't matter all the diets, probiotics, prebiotics, you're going to argue with the supplements, right? On the knowing and these doctors, experts trying to do this, give you acupuncture, adjust your bones. All that doesn't matter. If it's at the root, you're perpetuating this cycle. So I need you to take a good look in the mirror and really get true and real with yourself and decide today that you're going to take responsibility for yourself. These are the types of talks that we're having this week. If you have not done so already, jump over to my private group in Facebook called the Tribe of Autoimmune Health Rebels. And that's where I hold elevated conversations. But this week, I have what's called the Autoimmune Challenge for the whole 7 days, where I teach you to go from disempowered autoimmune victim to an empowered autoimmune rebel that you are, to take life on your terms and commit to your own healing from the inside out, recognizing nobody can cure you. Only you can cure yourself of your autoimmunity because it's an intolerance to self. And only yourself can fix that. And recognizing that healing really is an inside job. So head on over there. I'll drop a link to sign up because there's a workbook that goes along with it. I put my heart and soul. This is something I do every other month in my small group. And that's where we have edifying conversations to uplift you. Never have woe is me conversations to bring you down, but we always want to elevate one another and have elevated conversations because we're more than this. And so come join me over there. And I would greatly appreciate it if you like my message to subscribe to my iTunes podcast, as well as to leave us a good review. It helps with the algorithm to reach more people just like you and me to help to change this world and end all suffering once and for all. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you guys all next Tuesday. Have a great day. Bye.